Chapter 4, A Guaranteed and Viable Curriculum by Kristen R. Herring for ED LD 5483, Curriculum Development, under Dr. Kimberly Wilkerson. Leading Indicator 3.1, the school's playbook aligns to district and state standards. This school's playbook are the learning targets that students are expected to meet, and they should be in line with what students are expected to learn and what they actually do learn. Educational leaders should monitor classroom instruction and assessments to make certain that they line up with the standards. The lagging indicators include all PLCs creating and submitting a scope and sequence for monitoring. Correlation between the playbook and the standards should be documented for everyone. Data talks that show student progress towards the learning targets, and pacing guides are in place, and these are used to align to the playbooks. Quick data and continuous improvement includes teachers being able to cross-reference standards of instruction and explain and measure the standards that they're assessing. Marzano et al. 2018. Leading Indicator 3.2, the school's playbook is centrally focused and ensures teachers have time needed to cover everything needed. Assurance that teachers know what students are expected to learn and they have the time that it takes to make it happen. Standards are needed for more than the single course. Standards are cross-curricular. Standards will be needed for success in a later course. Teachers identify most and less important standards, and students have access to learning targets that will be assessed. Some lagging indicators include the most important standards are stated. A pacing guide is created, PLC meetings discuss the curriculum, and the minutes from the meeting reflect discussions. The quick data continuous improvement includes teachers being able to state their priority standards. PLCs discuss available time for interventions, and teachers use that pacing guide that's been created, and they're able to address the issues within that timing and within the guide. Marzano et al. 2018. Leading Indicator 3.3, every student is provided access to the viable curriculum. Teachers emphasize the priority standards together. They establish a set of guaranteed vocab that they're going to use, and teachers use direct instruction to build content, knowledge, and cognitive skills. Lagging indicators include teachers submitting curriculum instruction and assessment for discussion in their PLC. They monitor the students' progress. Common formative assessments are created together, and everyone uses them. Quick data and continuous improvement includes teachers submitting standards that they've taught with the percent of students who mastered the standard. Teachers discuss interventions that they're using, and IEPs do not limit students from being able to learn and meet all learning targets. Plans are provided with documentation that SPED students are getting the same opportunity as everyone else. Marzano et al. 2018. Leading Indicator 3.4, the school has a plan with goals for addressing student achievement. The district, the school, and PLC teams each set SMART goals that point to the vision and mission with the intent of raising achievement. Lagging indicators include every professional learning community presenting their goals to the whole group. Progress is monitored as a whole group, and goals are measurable and driven by time. The goal should be to remove the opportunity gap between students. Quick data and continuous improvement includes quarterly data collections, and this drives the data talks. Teachers can speak to their goals and progress. Marzano et al. 2018. Leading Indicator 3.5, the school follows data to ensure all students meet the goals. A system should be in place for monitoring student progress on classroom assessments, interim assessments, and the year-long or end-of-year assessments. Lagging indicators include graphs that are posted for everyone to see, professional learning communities keeping data walls and updating them to show movement of students, and using a variety of assessment data. Quick data and continuous improvement would include faculty understanding and being able to speak to the data, professional learning communities giving updates at whole group meetings, and students taking ownership of their progress. Marzano et al. 2018. Leading Indicator 3.6, programs and practices have been proven successful and are aligned to goals. Educational leaders are resourceful and they seek to find programs that fit achievement needs, and upon beginning a new program, they provide continual monitoring of effectiveness. Lagging indicators include setting goals that all students will be provided every effort to lead to success and achievement. Extra time will be given, extra assistance given when needed, changing that master schedule when necessary to make sure that interventions are provided and extensions are given when needed, ensuring the program promotes student success, extending services to students that need extra supports when the regular school year has ended. Quick data and continuous improvement includes educators who can explain intervention supports that they're providing, data charts that identify students with needs, and professional learning communities provide time for monitoring students and planning interventions. Marzano et al. 2018. Level 3 transformations. These are seen when all of the students in a building have access to the guaranteed and viable curriculum. And I saw 2 examples in the book that I wanted to show that show the transformation that level 3 can have if it is implemented. A charter school had progress in student achievement. It watched for growth in academic vocabulary, and it saw an increase in verbal and written language for English language learners. South Sioux City Middle School identified priority standards. They met each student at his or her level of achievement, taught the students to advocate for themselves when they had needs, and provided the interventions that the students needed, and this school saw students move ahead and achieve. Marzano et al. 2018. So, what do we want our students to learn? Well, I compared the leader accountability for each indicator with the PSEL Standard 4, which says building leaders will lead in designing a curriculum playbook centered around what students need for success. And that just simply means they develop a playbook guaranteed that playbook has a guaranteed and viable curriculum as part of it. Every teacher knows what the students are expected to learn, and it is a guarantee that everyone in the building or district will receive the same learning because it is deemed necessary for success. NPBEA 2015. So that aligns to leader accountability in this way. Indicator 3.1, a leader should monitor curriculum instruction and assessment to ensure that it is aligned to the standards and every student has access to the learning targets. Indicator 3.2, a leader monitors for completion of the playbook in the allotted time and ensures that the programs and practices that are in place lead to improvement or they are discarded. Indicator 3.1, a leader monitors programs to ensure that all students have access and removes the ones that are ineffective. Indicator 3.5, a leader should measure effectiveness of programs to ensure that they are moving students to succeed, and if not, they're discarded. Indicator 3.5, a leader uses a scale to monitor progress of the effectiveness of the programs. And indicator 3.6, leaders monitor programs for quality intervention supports. Marzano et al. 2018.